Hi everyone, welcome to another warm-up. Let's go ahead and get started with something we all love, which is neck rotation. This is a really good way to get started because everyone's neck gets stiff when they sleep on it, kind of wonky, or when you're sitting in a chair. Sometimes your head starts to come forward. It's pretty normal, but we want to make sure, switch direction, that we're pulling it back into some proper positioning for good posture and just to feel a little bit better. A lot of us sometimes even get headaches throughout the day, and that might even be because our necks are stiff. All right, now that the necks are nice and loosened up, let's get some more monies. I'm going to put my palms up and rotate my thumbs towards my back. This one we're trying to focus on movement in our upper back, and that's another thing that gets stiff when we're sitting. So you might not be able to see with my shirt, but I'm trying to squeeze my shoulder blades together, get back, and then maybe go just a little 1 inch further. It's gonna give you a little extra bang for your buck on this one. Doing some movements to move your shoulder blade around is really good because we don't practice it normally. So you get to do it in the warm-up. All right, last one. Let's say hello to our ankles now. We're going to do some calf raises. If Rob can back up and actually get my feet in there. I could tell he was too close. Come up onto your toes and try to balance for a second. Control your motion. This is definitely a balance challenge because we're going up onto a very small point on our feet here. Woo. So don't worry if you lose your balance. But when you do the calf raises, you're going to move your ankle joints around. Anytime we move a joint, we bring some fluid and it's kind of like an old hose you get the kinks out of. So we're going to pay attention to all our important joints. Last calf raise. All right, I'm going to do some arm circles. Just like we got some movement through our ankles, we're going to get some movement into our shoulders. It's a very complex joint that moves in all different directions. So it means it's very easy to injure. That's why we take a lot of care, reverse direction, in warming up our shoulders. Because if we don't warm up our shoulders, they might be a little stiff, we might move a little weird, we might just have pain already there. Go ahead and pull your arm across your body, and you might feel a nice stretch down the back of your arm here. Don't pull very dramatically, but you can get a little bit better stretch here. I always throw in my wrist circles just because it feels really good. But you don't have to. No pressure. Switch arms. Since I do spend a lot of time on the computer, my hands are kind of on the keyboard and the mouse, it helps to get some circles on my wrists as well. All right, we're going to say hello to our hip joints here. Hands up, we're doing a good morning, so I'm sending my hips back. I'm basically folding at my waist, but to not fall over, my hips go backwards so my center of gravity stays right above my feet here. Try to keep your back flat. It's very normal to sort of curve over, but we're not trying to curve over. We're trying to think about keeping your chest pointed up a little bit. That's going to really get a good stretch down the back of your legs. That's called the hamstring muscle. And definitely if you've gotten a good workout recently, this should feel like a good stretch. It's always a good one for me. Last one. Now we're going to do a squat. I'm going to keep my hands in the center of my chest and bend at my knees and my waist. Kind of squat down to this sort of sitting position like I'm going to sit on a box and then I don't. Only go down as far as feels comfortable. If your knees are a little sore or your hip is sore, just kind of go down a little bit, no problem. We're just trying to get some nice movement going here. At this point, you might feel your heart rate increasing, get a little warmer, and that's perfect because we want our blood to start moving around our body. Last squat. All right, let's do some open book thoracic rotation. I'm going to stagger my stance so my hips are stable, and fingers going to the top of my head, and I'm rotating my elbow out and back. This is another movement to move that shoulder blade around, because that's going to just get our, shoulder functioning correctly. Like I mentioned, we do want to warm that up, try to prevent any injury up here, and keep your movements healthy. All right, switch sides. This split stance is really helpful because it keeps this base still, and we like to move this independently on the top, our thoracic spine. It's very healthy movement. I'm going to go for 2 more. All right, I'm going to do some kettlebell swinging. I'm going to pick up this really heavy kettlebell and swing it. I'm going to throw it as hard as I can directly at Rob. Well, straight ahead. The movement, think about just launching it forward. If you can get a little bit of speed, a little bit of big squeeze at the top with your glutes, that's going to be fantastic to practice. And 2 more. And now I'm going to get a hamstring stretch. Nice classic static stretch. I'm going to reach down to one side, creep down as far as I feel comfortable. If you're feeling pretty flexible today, you might even get down to your feet, get down to the top of your leg, wherever you feel a good stretch down the back of your leg. It's great. And switch sides, do the same thing on the other side. Most of our warm-ups are dynamic, which means we move, but it's nice to throw in a little bit of a static, staying still stretch. All right, great job. Let's get into some knee ups. I pull this knee up. I'm going to get some ankle circles on top of that. Now, if getting your knee up this high is a problem, don't worry about it. Just stand on one leg the best you can and get some standing ankle circles back and forth. But if you can get this knee up, it's going to be some great movement through your hips here. And I just like to alternate side to side. Gives me a little balance challenge. And gives me a little more ankle love. I'm going to get 1 more each side. Almost done. Everyone's doing great. Last one. And we are finishing with our favorite full body extension. We're going to squat down. Reach up to the ceiling. I go up on my toes. You might lose your balance, so be careful. And we've got 4 more. 3, 2, last one. That's it. Great job, everyone. Have a wonderful workout.